welcome to the 24th Community Bite podcast. Uh, Coming off the extra life high that what has been the past 2 weeks. Uh, I'm here with my guests. I have Brryan,
Yellow.
Copperhead,
Hello.
and San Andreas.
Hello. I normally go by Standrew.
Standrew. Okay.
Yeah.
And Standrew is the guy who makes he's made the old intro that we used, and now he made the spooky intro that we used for the Halloween cast, and then made the new intro, which we thank him very much for doing that. We really appreciate that, of course.
No problem, man.
Stellar work. I really liked your chiptune kind of style. After hearing the soundtrack from what's it called, that game, Undertale.
Yeah.
Definitely wanted something like that for the podcast, and you definitely hit it out of the park. I really appreciate the hard work you put into that.
Yeah, just honestly, if anybody wants something different, let me know, because I have like 60 plus songs that I've made that I have no use for. So
Yeah. So you knock them out pretty quick. If someone asks you to do something, you knock them out pretty quick. So if you do have any requests or anything, I'm sure you'll be able to help them out or anything like that.
Definitely, music is something that's hard to come by.
For sure.
yeah, go into it later, but I mean, it's not as difficult as everyone seems to think it is.
Or maybe you're just that talented.
Yeah,
but I wouldn't bet on it.
It's something that if you're like making a movie or something, it can make it 1,000 times better.
Sure.
And just finding someone good to do it.
And as this podcast, you make us look sort of professional, even though we're not at all.
Well, the RT podcast went for 3 years with just that little theme at the beginning.
Yeah, just like that rock theme or that guitar theme. Yeah. So yeah, and then obviously we're coming off this Extra Life high, and RT Kind of Funny just had their Extra Life stream, which was really cool. They raised $60,000, almost $70,000, I think, which was really awesome from last week when we recorded our Extra Life, which the RT Discord raised, I think, like $500, plus and then Community by itself has raised about $100, I think, by itself, which is awesome.
For the kids.
So, Community Bite is selling shirts, sweatshirts, t-shirts, for Extra Life. They're still on sale until the 22nd. If you want to go get them, get them. They are all proceeds will go to Extra Life. So far we raised about $100. So we're pretty excited about that. Gonna be can't wait to see all those pictures of the Community Bite podcast shirts. That's gonna be awesome.
I'm definitely excited to wear that hoodie.
I'm very excited to wear that hoodie as well. I have a shirt.
Yeah, hoodie sounds pretty dope. I didn't even know you had a hoodie.
Yeah, I'll link it when I upload the podcast. When I upload the podcast, the 24 hours after. But yeah, we're raising money for still raising money for Extra Life until the 22nd. So if you feel like you missed out on donating money, you can still donate it to us. So if you want, go right ahead. Get a hoodie or a long sleeve shirt or a t-shirt, whatever you prefer.
Do it, or the sticker, right?
Or sticker if you want.
Do it.
So
yeah.
RT.
Don't worry, I'll keep the Shia meme alive.
We appreciate it. So RT just had their stream yesterday, right? Or today, I guess, too.
That 24-hour stream, man. I started with them at 9 a.m. for me, and I stayed up all the way until about 6 a.m. before I finally crashed and couldn't stay awake anymore.
Crash and burn.
But yeah, their 24-hour stream was really good. It started out with Achievement Hunter, in the morning with like Trevor, Matt, Jeremy, and all of them. And then it moved over to broadcast and their game developer group. The improv group came in, and the love of my life, Casey, showed up.
The love of your life.
Yeah, she's my favorite. I tweeted at her and she like replied back.
Does she know that she's the love of your life yet, or
No, that'll be a little bit. I've got to invest,
time
you know.
for that?
Oh yeah. And then after them, Rain Bros showed up with some Rainbow Six Siege. It was awesome. The No was there. Game Attack, Team Nice Dynamite showed up, and that was for me the highlight of the stream. And then it switched over to the Funhouse stream for 2 hours, which was really well praised by everybody.
Was it chaos in there as well, I assume?
It was, I don't know, some people were like, yeah, this is Funhouse, but a lot of people, took a nap during the Funhouse stream because they didn't have the same setup that Rooster Teeth did.
Wasn't as legit.
Yeah,
I'll be
it kind of
honest,
just felt like,
I'm not really. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, it kind of just felt like one of their videos up for 2 hours.
Yeah, I'll be the first to admit I'm a huge fan of all things RT, not so much for Funhouse.
I understand. You're allowed to have a terrible opinion. That's okay.
But then after that is when, Too Spooky came on and just late night stream, and that's kind of all I remember. But nothing really big happened.
The
Like
rest
no
was
other
a blur.
big groups came in, yeah. But some of the highlights from the streams were insane. Michael and Lindsay are having a little Mogar, and I am so excited for the future of that.
Oh god.
And when Team Nice Dynamite came on, Michael and Gavin tried the Century Challenge, and Michael was victorious, where they do 100 shots of beer in 100 minutes.
No.
Oh God.
Yeah,
For the kids.
Gavin was.
What
a
were they
lightweight.
drinking?
Michael was drinking, I think he said it was some dark beer. But Gavin was drinking
straight
milk.
vodka.
Gavin was drinking milk, different colored milk. And he made it to about 34, I think, before throwing up. Michael finished it, and by the end of it, he was really hammered, and he was going off about his baby and how excited he was, and he said a lot of crazy things. But yeah, the great Gavin toss happened over the stream, which was talked about by Mika and Ryan and all them, and they threw Gavin as far as they could, which was really funny to watch. The AH fanfic written by Larry happened in the first Achievement Hunter portion, which was definitely like the biggest part of like the first half of the stream, I'd say. That was awesome. It was really gross. You'd have to go watch it. I don't want to talk about it that much because it was just like it was Jack and Jeremy making their 2 J's into a big O.
Oh.
They should have read Blood Rose.
When the Game Attack guys came on, they played. I think this was one of my personal favorite parts of the stream was when they played Nuts or Glory, and they had that little contraption that Travis stepped on, and it was an arm that came up and slapped you in the nuts, and that happened if you got a trivia question wrong, and that was just awesome to watch. Let's see what else.
For the kids.
Yeah, for the kids. Blaine had a funny little vomit comment happened. He was shotgunning a beer, and the camera was moving towards him, and he was letting out this massive burp. Then all of a sudden, the foam came rushing back up, and he like projectile vomited right in front of the camera. And it was great to watch. Jack played Emily Wants to Play. He, I think it was right around 150,000, so it was near the very beginning. And he was freaking out during that. Rob Boss showed up, and that was awesome to watch. Miles and Michael having their quiet little talk while everybody else was painting. They did the push-up square, improv games that the improv group did were really fun to watch. I almost threw up though during the canned rattlesnake and spider that Chris ate. It was disgusting. I was gagging while watching the stream. They had like canned rattlesnake that Aaron and Chris and someone else, Jeremy, they were all munching on it.
Munching.
And,
That's not a word
yeah.
that I would use.
Ew, yeah, that's disgusting.
And they had also had a like a duck egg from that was some sick egg, and they did a mama bird shot. So Chris ate the egg. Oh my god, I just talking about it, I'm like about to throw up again. He ate it, or he had it in his mouth, and then he spit it into Andy's mouth, and it was just the worst wretched thing on the stream. It was so gross. So yeah, that was definitely one of the big highlights. Screw Attack played a bunch of Japanese games such as the Nuts and Glory, and they also had one with marshmallows, which created a lot of funny faces with Blaine and Barbara. And I think one of the best parts though was the very end with Matt and his Hallelujah cover, where he closed out the stream with a very like somber and nice way to end it for the kids.
Yeah, and I heard Katie's speech was ridiculous too. It was crazy.
It always gets you tearing up at the end when you see how emotional Jack and Katie get and how adorable they are too.
Yeah, it's cool that they how much work they put into this, and it's wild that they do this all for charity. It's you can't say thank you enough for them to do that.
Yeah, they I think the morning it started, so it started at 8 a.m. for them yesterday, and that was Jack and Katie's 3rd year anniversary.
Damn.
Katie kept mentioning throughout the stream, so it was really cute to have them spend their anniversary with the entire Rooster Teeth community.
Yeah, this is just board.
Copper?
What?
Or Sam? I don't know.
No, that wasn't me talking.
Yeah, yeah. I love how 150,000
He keeps getting cut
beginning of
out.
the stream. No, hold on, something's.
Is it the headphones?
Well, it's just my sensitivity isn't working. I got off push to talk.
Oh, okay. As you were saying, or if you figured it out.
I love how like the beginning of the stream is marked by $150,000 in. That's pretty nice.
Yeah, that was crazy. Starting off with that, it's just like, man, did they break their record from last year? Brryan, do you know how much their total was from this year?
I fell asleep, but I know that they passed 600,000. I want to say it was probably around $640,000 that they raised, which is
I'm seeing right here
almost double.
I'm seeing right here final total was 850K.
Jeez. That's with the sales
poster
and
sales, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's crazy.
Just from straight donations, they crushed their $500,000 goal, and it was awesome to watch the reaction of like everybody when they hit 500,000, which is a lot of money. It's $500,000. Oh my gosh, it's crazy.
I know.
That's a lot of cheddar.
And all the elite donations that came through with Notch and I didn't write that down, but Notch donated I think it was around like 18,000 or no, it was 25,000 I think. He ended up donating to the stream over the course of the 24 hours because Bernie called him out on it, and it was hilarious.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's cool of Notch for doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Definitely
actual Notch note donated?
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah. Minecraft Notch.
It was awesome to see Ray Ray Narvaez Senior donated, because he didn't put the junior in the donation name, and so he gave a good donation. And as soon as everybody was like, "Oh, hey, it's Ray," and then Michael shouts out, he's like, "No, that's Ray's dad. He didn't put the junior." Ray's dad came back.
It's awesome. It was just, it's moving on from that. I mean, it's great that they RTX. I mean, not RTX. What they've done with Extra Life is just crazy, and how they've grown and stuff like that is astounding. And speaking of growth, it's just like how legit they've become now, Rooster Teeth.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you guys, this just came by like the news wire, so to speak. That during RTX Sydney, Hideo Kojima is going to be stopping by RTX Sydney for a panel, and I was just like, what?
Yeah, I just saw that. Yeah.
Kojima. I mean, obviously, if you don't know who Kojima is, are you under a rock? he's probably the most famous gaming producer slash director, probably. I mean, gaming, just a programmer in general. I mean, this guy's made the Metal Gear series and so many other popular games that, I mean, he is a living legend, so to speak. And with this new game that's coming out, I forget what it's called. Is it called Fetus? Something Fetus?
I haven't heard about it.
Death Stranding, I think it was called. And with Norman Fetus. Remember, guys, Norman Fetus with E3 from last year? Remember Norman Fetus? No, just me.
Yeah, I'm not a huge like gaming follower.
Oh, okay.
I like games, and I'll look at things, but not like all about it.
So the thing with there was a meme that came out at E3 last year that it's that there were Norman, what's his name, Norman, the guy from Walking Dead,
Norman Reedus?
Norman
Yeah,
Reedus.
it's Norman Reedus. Yeah.
Yeah, he's in Kojima's next game, and he has like a baby, I think, and everyone just started calling the baby Norman Fetus. So
I love that.
I think hopefully we get a little more information about that new game coming out, which I'm very excited for. But more just talking about how Rooster Teeth has grown into this legit thing, and just crazy that you're
Well,
just.
they were always legit.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite things to like hear them talk about them going to different conventions and how, everybody else in like the entertainment industry, it's just like, oh yeah, you could have the little booth in the corner, but then they end up having the biggest line out of anybody.
Yeah.
And it's awesome to hear about.
That's what I'm saying. They've always been legit. I'm not saying anything against that. I'm just saying like now they're like they were internet legit, but now they're actually legit. This is no offense. Like there's obviously a hierarchy to the entertainment industry.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So obviously I think now that after they made the movie, which was like for the first time a first time production studio, that was a pretty good job for a first time production studio doing a movie. So
yeah, honestly, they did better with Day 5. I really like how Day 5 turned out.
Yeah, I think I said it. I haven't said it on this podcast, but Day 5 is the best show on the internet right now. Like an internet only show.
Oh, undoubtedly, and I would say it even outclasses a lot of on TV stuff.
Yeah, for sure. But like, I mean, is it better than some Netflix shows? No, obviously not. But like, as a best YouTube show, quotations YouTube because it's not on YouTube, it's on their site.
Yeah.
But it's probably their best. It's probably one of the best internet shows out there. Better than Video Game High School in my opinion. And
I don't want to. I don't want to get into territory that I'm not prepared to delve into. But honestly, I would put it on par with shows like The Walking Dead at this point.
Okay.
It's that good. Look,
I
hold
mean,
on.
it doesn't
Let
have
me-
the
let me
same
justify
production
this
value.
here. Let me justify this here. Day
And-
5 is
okay.
a apocalypse TV show about it's. I like the way one of the reviewers put it. It's the chillest apocalypse ever. Essentially, it's just uh, it's very well written. It's not cheap in the way it uses its characters. It hardly ever even kills anyone for dramatic effect. It um just I like the way it uses the characters. In The Walking Dead, they spice up the story by killing someone every once in a while, and I just I don't know. I feel like Day 5 is doing a little bit better.
Yeah, I'm excited for the second season to come out. Definitely, that show is just really good. Also, I really liked Crunch Time. Watching that,
Yeah, I saw that at RTX last year, the first episode, and the trailer got a lot of shit, but man, that show is fucking. It was pretty funny. That show was really hilarious.
I like Crunch Time. I'm not entirely sure what it's trying to be.
That's comedy.
Um,
That's comedy.
but yeah, like they advertise it as comedy, and it is funny. It's just like sometimes they go in the more serious direction, and I don't know how I'm supposed to feel.
That's
and
most people, honestly. Just like, how do I
it
feel?
was
It's like, how do
cool.
I feel?
It was cool to see like Sam Levine in it because I watched him in Freaks and Geeks like a while ago, and that show he's a kid basically, but also in the show is like uh shoot, what's his name? Oh, man. James Franco. Yeah, James Franco's in that movie, or in the show. Let me look up the cast really quick, because that show is just full of A-list celebrities like James Franco, Seth Rogen, Jason
Yeah.
Segel. It's crazy, and then they have Sam Levine, who ends up in a Rooster Teeth production. It's
Yeah,
like,
and Sam Levine's he's done some other stuff too.
mm-hmm. He's a really good actor.
No, I like him a lot too. Um, I mean, it's honestly just like amazing. I mean, I started watching them like 2 or 3 years ago, so I'm not like too. I mean, I haven't been the biggest fan forever, obviously, but
Yeah.
I'm not gonna fake. I'm not gonna say that, but it's just amazing how much they've grown in the last 5 years.
How did you start watching them? Like, what hooked you in?
Probably Ruby. Probably I was like,
Yeah,
I was
it was Ruby for me.
I was an anime loser, so I was just like, oh, this anime looks cool, and then I just watched it and I was like, fuck. This has like zero production value, but for some reason I need to keep watching this. Because that was season 1, I was like, yo, I should hate this show because it has zero production value, but actually I just want to keep watching it. And then season 2 came out and I was like, wow, this is really good. And then season
Batman
3,
Falling, is that you?
and then season 3, and we're like, well, time to cry. And then season 4 is like, we're still crying.
I never really got into anime,
Mine's
but
still not okay.
what drew me into Rooster Teeth was, I think I started watching a lot of Assassin's Creed videos because I was like really into that series back in like 2011, I think, and I kept watching achievement guides that they would put out, and Jack's voice, like the "What's up, guys? It's Jack and Jeff." I would kept noticing. I was like, man, this guy, these guys make these achievement guides like they're really funny to listen to. I could like hear Jeff's cackle for the first time, and I eventually just like started watching that, and then probably about a week after I started like watching their videos, they started releasing their Let's Plays with like the Let's Play Saints Row the Third, I think, with Michael and Jeff, and then I just started watching like constant Achievement Hunter stuff for the next like 3 years, and then I started getting into more Rooster Teeth productions and watching them grow just from Jack and Jeff all the way to what Achievement Hunter is now is one of the coolest things ever.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah, it's okay. We're all a little turned on by Jack's voice.
Oh my gosh. Even though we all hate him.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone hates it, but you can't help but be a little turned on.
I know. No,
Yeah, I'd say
Maybe that's just me.
my first experience with Rooster Teeth has to be the Red versus Blue series. and then that's pretty much all I've watched from them, aside from the occasional YouTube video. But yeah, I mean, what they've turned that into is pretty crazy.
That show was mostly on YouTube, right? Because
Yeah.
I never watched it, but I mean, like I watched I think the first season, but I was 10 or 11 when it came out, and I remember going over to my neighbor's house, and he's like, "Oh, check out this Halo video. It's super funny." And then little did I know the company I'd fall in love with basically the next, and 5 years later turns out to be Rooster Teeth. I
Yeah,
think that's one of the coolest things ever.
just a bunch of losers just recording audio and playing. Sounds familiar.
right? Well, so do you want to? I'd like to talk about the music stuff. If
No, go ahead. Yeah. Well, I was gonna move on anyway.
so, first thing to know is I don't make it in a genuine sound environment because I have a,
Well,
let's
what are you
call it,
talking about? What
not
do you
great computer.
introduce what you're talking about a little bit? Like, what are you talking about? Hello?
Hello?
He's
I'm
dead.
back. Sorry. I'm recording from my phone, so it's not doing so great. Yeah. So what I use is a web-based program called Beatbox. It's basically an automatic chiptune sequencer. It has all the tools that you need in it. Uh, so yeah, so I use that, and sometimes if I make something good enough, I export it to a better thing, but that's a different situation. So what were you saying?
Oh, it's like this is like your process of making music, basically, correct?
Oh, right. So what I'll start with is just I'll start with a chord, just any chord, and then I'll build a a melody, and then one bass line normally. If I'm feeling adventurous, I'll put in two. Um, but normally it's just one bass line, and then I'll do something weird. Are you okay with swearing on this?
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. Sometimes I'll do something a little bit fucky in the middle and make it a little more interesting, I guess. Um, I know that sounds like it's not. I don't know. I feel like I'm not saying anything of substance here, but essentially, there.
Yeah, I mean, what do you
There's a
recommend for people like starting out making music?
what I did just starting out. Uh, Listen to a whole bunch of music, uh, preferably like orchestral stuff, because that'll get you in the right mindset for like creation and stuff like that. And start with four notes headed either down or up, and build and just click randomly until you make something.
Well, I guess it depends what kind of music you want to make. Like, you want to be like physical music, like instruments, or you want to be uh an electronic artist. So everything you do is di- is digital. So
Yeah,
I guess you have to figure that part out first. Or if you want to sing, you can do that too.
yeah. So
No way I can sing.
all the
Yeah.
stuff that everybody here has heard has been made in a computer, obviously, and I've done that. But if you want to do anything like IRL, um, you're gonna want you're gonna want some practice with an instrument before you get any like writing anything, because unless you know how that instrument works, you're gonna try and make like a 16th note stretch for a tuba, and that ain't right.
Guys,
Um,
you're making me inspired to pull out my banjo and play some little wagon wheel.
oh God, he has a banjo.
I do have a banjo. I do. It's the only instrument I've ever learned how to play.
Yeah, just general advice for anybody starting out. Get four notes going in a direction. Beatbox I love because it has preset groupings of notes. So basically, what you can do is you can just follow it straight down, and it'll write a bar for you, and then you can just expand from that and keep going.
Can you like send a link to Beatbox? Because that definitely seems like something worth trying out.
Yeah, it's you usually send me your stuff that you work on through Beatbox, and I usually just download it from there. But the stuff that you do, man, is it's really good. It's really good stuff, and I think you should be really proud of your work, for sure.
Yeah, music is something that if you're good at, people
People will take notice,
appreciate it.
and it
Yeah.
changes the tone of things. And
Mm.
Well, I hate the cliche, but I mean, I told you guys earlier. I've written a lot. I've written a lot of stuff, and I generally I actually didn't have anything um, that was for this like for like an intro to anything. It's all been like themed kind of stuff. So um, I'll just leave it at you ain't seen nothing yet.
yeah, I mean that spooky stuff that you made like really quick was awesome. It was perfect for what we were going for, like something like spooky yet funny at the same time. It was awesome.
Well, I didn't really make that really quick. I was I'd already had that in
You
my
already had that in the works.
yeah I'd already had that in my library. I just needed to cut it down for you.
Spooky, scary skeletons.
It's the
Believe
only
me, if
instrument
I
I've
could.
ever. Sorry, go
So
ahead.
here's the sad thing about listening to so much music. You start to realize that there are actually some pretty genius things going on and some pretty terrible music. Um, for example, Spooky Scary Skeletons is just interesting enough to keep your ear, but not interesting enough to make you actually like the music.
Uh, please leave this Discord if you don't like spooky, scary skeletons. The classic hit from Halloween 1920s. What about the dubstep version? Is the
For real
dubstep
though,
version
for
better?
real though, if you're looking for really really good music to get started, especially if you like video games, check out the Bloodborne soundtrack and the Halo 5 soundtrack, because both of those are solid gold.
The Halo 5 soundtrack?
Oh yeah, I'll have to get a link to Light is Green in the chat after this is over, because um, yeah, the way I forget his name. He's Japanese. The way he writes in electronic and instruments a lot, and it's all live and all that. He adds the electronic stuff in post. It is glorious.
Um, I don't know if you saw this, and since you're like kind of big into the scene, so the Ghost in the Shell trailer came out today.
Yep, I saw that.
Yeah, I saw it too.
I actually did not see that.
um,
Well, you could go watch it real quick. It's like 2 minutes.
yeah, it's
Well, I'm outside right now.
Oh, okay.
I'm just I can't. I'm not allowed to say anything. The music from Ghost in the Shell. So they had like a premiere event. I think like last night in Japan, or the other night ago in Japan, and they debuted the like Ghost in the Shell has this like synonymous like drum beat that goes with it. If you've seen the movie, you would understand. Um, and it's very chilling. It's a very chilling drum beat that like will um it's a very chilling drum beat, and like it will like give you like this spine tingling in the back of you and on your back, and it's like so awesome. And like the way that they bring that music back into the trailer, it's like fantastic. And like it like brings this rush of emotions back of like when you watch this film. And it oh god, the music's so good. This it's
Yeah,
just
there's a guy on the Ruby subreddit, Soundsmith523, I believe. Um, he writes things on his SoundCloud, and one he's got one that's about that was themed after the point in Ruby 3 spoilers where Neo was separated from Roman. Um, that piece is absolutely incredible. You mentioned the drums, all the percussion in that is awesome. Yeah, the theming is great. It's just a very, very well put together piece, and he's probably better than I am, honestly.
Well, I mean, if he's better than you, then obviously he must be fantastic. But don't sell yourself short. You do a step up job.
Yeah, the only instrument I've ever really got to play would be the drums back in like middle school band.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was breathing like a madman right there.
I played the drums a little bit too.
They're definitely my favorite by far.
Completely forgot. We're supposed to have a moment of silence for our baby boy Mark. Mark is
Oh.
Mark isn't dead.
Marky Mark.
Yeah, Marky Mark, our
Yeah.
mascot. He's not dead. He's just ugly. So we need to pray for him. So we
Our
need a
mascot
moment.
is a football player? That's awesome.
And we need a moment of silence for Mark. And press F in the chat as well. All right, that's good enough. Fuck him. So moving
Yeah.
on. Moving on.
So yeah.
I'm gonna go to my topic, which is I've been watching this show recently. It's called Conspiracies. I don't know if it's a British show, but it has this British guy narrating it, and it's the most fascinating show I've ever seen in my entire life. Because
The bald guy?
I don't know if it's a bald guy. It's just a British guy narrating about conspiracies in the United States, which doesn't make sense.
Is this like a new show or?
I don't know. It's only been one season, so I have no
Oh,
clue.
okay.
So,
Yeah.
You know,
Never
a
heard
lot
of
of
it.
bad things only went one season.
Are you talking about Jesse Ventura?
Like Fire.
no, it's on
Oh,
Netflix. It's on Netflix. Don't mock Jesse Ventura here. He's an American treasure. Okay.
His conspiracy theory show was the one that I watched when it was on.
That his conspiracy theory show is wild. I think he had an episode about it was about the police state and that there were like there was going to be a police war in the United States and everyone was going to die. Like there was going to be mass graves in the United States. I was like, you're insane, sir. You're actually insane.
So basically, he sold this show as like clickbait on television.
Basically, yeah. Basically. But this show is awesome because it's like it
It's
doesn't
so bad
believe
it's
its
good
own
territory?
bullshit. The thing with conspiracy theory with Jesse Ventura, it believed its own bullshit. But the problem with this show that I'm watching is that it says none of this is true. Like this is like there's these facts that prove this is wrong. You're like, what? What's the fun in that? So I think
What's your favorite conspiracy theory?
oh, it's the fake moon landing. Obviously, I mean the fake. First of all, we never landed in the moon. Like that's just a fact of
You know
life.
what? You know what my favorite thing about people who say we didn't land on the moon is?
What?
What?
They insist that we never landed on the moon, and so we sent things to the moon that you could shoot a laser at and get back, and they would tell you what's on the moon.
Dude,
Wait, what?
Like
the only reason I believe we landed
like
on the
one of the
moon.
Apollo missions left like an array for a laser to be shot at the moon
Hmm.
for the express purpose of telling people who deny it that we were there.
Oh.
The-
Okay.
They planned ahead.
That's
But pretty soon we're gonna have telescopes that are powerful enough to see the American flag planted in it.
Is it still there?
I would assume so. There's no wind on the moon.
But what
look.
if
All this
what
is
if
just
No, there's.
all this is just capitalist lies. You're just feeding into the capitalist lies. We never landed on the moon.
I
We did it to
met
trick
Tommy now.
the communists.
I met Buzz Aldrin when I was younger. He was the second guy. I met him in person, and there's a picture of I want to say maybe 5-year-old
Did you
me
see him on the moon?
shaking his hand. No, but I saw his
saw
his,
his
his
thing. Does
picture
that count?
with him on the moon, and he was there, and he was like, "Hey, the
Yeah,
moon
it
was
was.
great."
It was all Stanley Kubrick. It was all Stanley Kubrick. He filmed the
I
moon
gotta say,
landing.
filmmaking techniques back in the '60s must have been something else if they were able to fake landing.
Well,
on the
yeah,
moon
that's how good
convincingly.
Stanley Kubrick was. I don't believe that the moon landing was fake. By the way, I'm just being an asshole. But I think there was
I was
another one
real
that was
worried
really
there
good.
for a minute.
There was another one that was good. It was that Adolf Hitler actually never died in his bunker in Germany.
Yeah, and he's
So-
still alive.
Yeah, he's still alive to this day. There's a movie about
Well, if he is
it.
still alive,
There's
he's about to die.
there's actually a couple movies about that.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just like the conspiracy, like there's the 9/11, the typical 9/11 conspiracy. I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you think about conspiracy theories and like what what do you
I
want
think
to be
they're-
true?
Yeah, my favorite one, because about last time I was on the podcast, I talked about working at Hungry Howie's.
There's a Hungry Howie conspiracy?
No, but one of the drivers at Hungry Howie's loves conspiracy theories, and his favorite one was that Pearl Harbor was fake.
Wait,
And
like it
was
didn't
all made
happen?
up. Like it didn't happen, and that he believes that the government made it up, and since nobody goes to Hawaii since it's so in the middle of the ocean, that it was fake and it didn't really happen.
No one goes to
Yeah,
Hawaii.
nobody goes to Hawaii except for every vacationer ever.
So yeah, that's definitely one of my favorites, and listening to him talk about it and how it was all a ruse to get us to pay more taxes or something is just it's too good.
If you listen to our early podcast, we do have a stance on taxes that we shouldn't be paying taxes at all. That's the community-based stance on taxes, is that we shouldn't pay taxes at all. That's thanks to Doom Trooper, by the way. First episode, taxation is theft.
It's good stuff.
No, it was
I mean,
it was the best episode.
Technically, it is. Yeah.
Taxation is theft. No, but go on.
Yeah, that's all. That's my favorite.
Well, it's the thing is, Pearl Harbor wasn't faked.
Oh, 100% it wasn't.
And wasn't. I'm not saying it is, but there is evidence the U.S. allowed it to happen.
I don't know if I can. I don't know if you got to cite your sources for me to believe
Cite
it.
your sources. U.S. history books. Look it up. Look it up. Don't you
I'm
love
Googling
when?
it right now.
Don't you love when conspiracy theorists they say that and they're like, just look it up. The facts are all there. They're on the internet. It's just a fucking. They're so funny. Oh god, conspiracy theories
Yeah,
just get me cracking.
My favorite conspiracy theory is that global warming is a hoax made by the Chinese.
That makes me so mad when somebody says global warming is a conspiracy theory.
Said by our acting president.
Who said it?
Silence. Donald Trump.
What?
Oh,
Donald Trump, yeah, he doesn't believe in global warming.
oof.
Oh man. Okay, let's
Yeah.
not get into politics.
Well, it's not
Sorry,
politics,
that's
yeah.
Let's not get into recent events. How about that?
everything firmly 30 years in the past, please.
The I think the craziest conspiracy theory though, I think, is any UFO conspiracy theory. Anything that's a UFO related conspiracy theory is crazy and insane.
Yeah.
I mean, I realistically believe that aliens exist.
No,
but
so
the
do
problem
I.
is that they would never find us.
Same.
Yeah. No, I've watched like a lot of shows about UFO conspiracies and stuff. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of hard to not believe some of the stuff they show, but a lot of it is bullshit, though.
I just don't think that the universe is so vast, and like I don't think that there's another species out there that's so advanced to come visit us. There's definitely life out there. I just don't think they've come visit us. I think any UFO thing I don't believe that it happened.
What do you guys think about Bigfoot or Sasquatch.
Oh, that exists completely, 100%. Loch Ness monster, Nessie.
This
Yeah.
picture gets me every time. I'll send it in the chat. This picture of
Is it old
Bigfoot.
Hitler?
No, that's
Oh, that one.
I googled Adolf Hitler's still alive, and that was the first thing that came up. Was that's what he would look like.
I mean, I don't not believe in like Bigfoot and stuff and giant sea monsters because I mean we haven't really explored like barely any of the sea anyway. So
Isn't this proven to be fake?
I don't know.
The
It might
Sasquatch? I
be.
think it is. I think like they proved that there's a guy that like dressed up like an ape and just walked around.
well,
Ooh,
there was a
one-
story about that, but I don't know if it's the same guy in the picture.
Do you know what? Do you know what really gets to me though? Is ghost, like haunted houses and ghosts
Oh,
and shows like that.
yeah.
That we're in the haunted tunnels of the great asylum, and
The Great
it's,
Asylum. Arkham Asylum?
yeah. But I remember I was
Yeah.
watching one with my brother, and they were camping in the woods, and all of a sudden it's it's the classic night vision mode with the camera, and all of a sudden you hear the guy go, you hear like a crackling, you see the guy go, you hear that? Oh, what was that? Oh.
I
It's like,
remember
there's something out there.
in like freshman year in high school, there was a show that like came back from the dead, and it was like a haunting show, and they had like this like 3 hour premiere, and it was like crazy, and I was like watching it, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, there's no like I remember it was so funny. There was like in the show they forgot to cut out, I guess, or something like that. They showed a guy throwing a marble, like a guy from like that's not obviously like you're not supposed to show that, like throwing a marble at the ghost people to make it look like someone was throwing stuff. I was just like, guys, come on, like this is a legit show. Like try to make it look real. Jesus Christ,
It's too spooky.
it's too spooky. Can't handle it.
That's funny.
It is. It is. Copper, you got another topic for us?
Another topic? I mean, no, not really. Do you guys watch Westworld?
I
No.
haven't started it yet, but you know
Yeah.
I'm hearing a lot of great things from it, and that's probably the next show after I'm done
It's
watching.
definitely it's a very unique show. Like it's very interesting and like how the writing is and stuff.
I just think that show, like I've heard, like kind of like I have the set world of like what it's like, and I kind of hope they have fun like playing around with like old adaptations of Westworld and stuff like that, and like other something worlds like Greek world or whatever, Roman world or whatever they're supposed
Oh
to
yeah, definitely. Yeah, I wish they like expand like the worlds and stuff too. It's not just in the Wild West.
Well, I think the cool thing they would do is like a season is a new world. Like this is Westworld,
Yeah.
or maybe like every 2 seasons. I don't know. It's hard to like predict like how well a
Well,
season will do and stuff like that.
I mean, with each show being an hour long, if you have like I don't know how many shows, like if you have like 20 shows, I think that's enough of a time to to play out one whole story.
I don't know much about it, but I definitely would watch that show, especially since it's directed by or produced by J.J. Abrams, and he's my favorite.
Yeah,
It's
he's
yeah,
knocking
he's
out of the park as a
yeah.
producer recently.
Especially with The Force Awakens, because I
Mhm.
love Star Wars, and I am beyond excited for Rogue One to come out.
Mhm.
That
For sure.
movie looks so good. And like what I like about it is that they're kind of doing what they did with like the new trilogy, is that like it's not an A-list cast, so it's not people that like you're gonna remember.
It's not
really.
Hayden Christensen.
Yeah. And just a whole other like story, just to please people like me who are gonna watch every single one opening night.
Yeah, I know.
No, yeah, with the with the Force Awakens, it was definitely questionable on how the cast was gonna perform, but after that movie came out, like everybody was like spot on. Yeah,
Did
like
you guys
10 out of 10 acting.
did you guys see it opening night at all?
I saw it. I think it's 6
Open,
times.
I think I saw like opening weekend. I didn't go the same day it came out. Yeah.
I like being I've never gone to like a premiere or anything like that, and being there for that movie was one of the coolest things ever. Because like right as the opening scroll credits came on, the whole theater started cheering, and every time a new character that like every time Han Solo popped up or C-3PO popped into frame, everybody was just going ecstatic. It was awesome to be there and be a part of that.
Yeah. Like, have you noticed my red arm?
Yeah, that part especially.
Yeah, I
Everybody
know.
was
No,
cheering.
and that's like it has like some comical moments, obviously, and like it was just like perfection. I mean,
Yeah.
it was okay. This is the thing with the Star Wars movie from then is like it's the Star Wars movie we like. It's not the Star Wars movie we wanted, but it's the Star Wars movie we needed.
Yeah.
That's my
That's
opinion on it. Like, I mean, looking back on it, obviously, I think like obviously, I feel like it's like a 7 out of 10. Looking back on it, I think it's a 7 out of 10 because it's the same thing from the past. Like it's the same thing as New Hope almost to an extent, and like, but there's this new introduction of new characters, and we don't know where it's going from here. I mean, I think this is like from this point on, like what's the guy's Ryan Johnson, I think his name is. He did some
yeah.
Breaking Bad episodes. I feel like with that he has a chance to go like super dark with it and like go to a place where we've never been before in Star
And
Wars.
I think like the Force Awakens is definitely like more of like a has more of a nostalgic feel, and it was more like a introduction movie after so many years back into the
Hmm.
Star Wars universe.
Because the
And
prequels
then
never happened.
I think the future Star Wars movies are gonna be
Hmm.
are hopefully at least gonna be more interesting and like different, like you said, darker and
Hmm.
just
Maybe Mark Hamill
yeah.
will actually have a line.
Do you think Rogue One is gonna stick to its like kind of like World War II vibe that it has?
I think Rogue One is gonna do really well because it's gonna be like our closest thing to seeing the original trilogy again. Because
Oh,
it's the same time frame, it's still the rebels in the Empire, and I think it's gonna be like really successful in the box office. And I think the World War II vibe that you're talking about,
yeah.
I think that'll be prominent throughout. I think it'll do good. And we're really excited for it.
Mhm.
I can't wait. It's gonna be sick. It's gonna be definitely. It's gonna be something different. It's gonna be
Think it's
something
gonna be
different, and
movie
that's
of
what
the
we
year.
need. It's definitely something we need with adaptations of movies. It's gonna be something different. If you're gonna adapt
Mhm.
something, make it different. That's what I just watched Doctor Strange. I liked it a lot. I had a great time watching it. Watching it in 3D even. And that's a cardinal rule of mine. You know what? Let's make it the cardinal rule of Community Bite. If you watch 3D movies, go to hell.
Well,
I,
I mean, not every 3D movie is bad. Avatar was actually pretty amazing in 3D.
Spy Kids,
Spy Kids 3D. Yeah, I can't forget that. The hit
phenomenal.
the critical
Yeah.
sensation Spy Kids 3D. Um I don't know. I just like I have this cardinal rule is that movies are meant to be watched in 2D unless it's
Mhm.
obviously Avatar. But honestly, go back in Avatar, what did it change? Like nothing. Like 3D didn't become this huge industry after Avatar.
No.
I
Yeah.
mean, Avatar was probably like one of the like least inspiring big movies of all time.
What?
I
Dude,
mean,
they
like
are making
I
they are
watched
making five, I think five more avatars.
4 or 5. Yeah.
That is
I
ridiculous.
watched that
insane.
movie like 4 times.
Oh,
You
I've
watched it? You're a big fan of Avatar?
Yeah. I
Man,
literally went 4 times to the theaters and watched that movie.
dude,
that
I've
is
never met a
insane.
huge. I've
That
never
wa-
met a fan of Avatar. You're the first person I've ever
that
met that's
was
a
my
fan of Avatar.
that was my favorite movie when it came out.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, it did really well in the box office, but
yeah, that's true.
It was
I've never met a. Are you excited for like the sequels and all that stuff?
What?
Are you excited for all the sequels and stuff?
Oh hell yeah, I am. I'm gonna watch every single one of them.
Dude, I'm
I couldn't I
astonished.
couldn't I was like I was waiting to see because when that movie came out they're like, oh, are they gonna make another one, are they gonna make another one? And then when finally the news came out that they're gonna make like 3 4 plus more movies, I was like, yes, I got so excited. Yeah, so yeah, I'm definitely a huge fan of the whole Avatar series.
I've
just-
never met a huge fan of
yeah,
Avatar
me
series.
neither.
It's so funny. I just find that funny.
Every person I've talked to about it is like, oh yeah, I liked it. You know, it was good, but they don't. I feel like it's the fan base for that movie really died out.
Yeah, I know.
I'm looking up the top 2016 movies because I think Rogue One is gonna be either number 1 or number 2, and Suicide Squad's on the list.
Suicide Squad is easily the worst movie of the year. I was thinking of
I
end of
yeah.
the year topics because I like to plan ahead. And I think we're gonna do a worst of the year before we do a best of the year topic podcast. Like, what was the worst of the year topic of the podcast? So like worst movie, worst TV, worst everything, worst meme of the year.
2016 definitely had some bad stuff in it,
Yeah.
but we'll save that for the future podcast.
Yeah, that sounds like a fun podcast.
Yeah, we're just shitting on everything. Brryan, you have. Oh no, you talked about Rogue One, right?
Yeah, that was my topic.
All right. Well, I think we've reached a good ending here. Thank you for San for coming on. He's not here right now, but
Wait, where did he go?
He went into the wilderness. He's disappeared into the wilderness.
Tell Mark I said hi.
Yeah. Well, again, moment of silence for Mark. Thank you very much. Pray for his ugly
Okay.
ass. Pray for his ugly ass. Go see Rogue One.
110%.
110%.
Yeah.
Go see the Avatar sequels. If not for you, for Copper, because he wants those fucking Avatar sequels.
Oh, 1000%. I'm gonna go see the Avatar sequels.
Yeah, sure. I'm still in shock. I'm still in shock. Thank you, Copper, for joining last second.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, this was actually really fun.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll join again more in the future.
Yes. We again, if you wish to be on the podcast, please get in contact with me. We'll set something up for sure.
And buy those hoodies.
Yes, and if you still wish to donate to Extra Life, you totally can donate. You can buy hoodies and stuff like that. You can find the link in the description in this video or on the post that I'm putting it on or whatever. So yeah, thank you everyone for listening and thank you guys for joining.
Bye.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Bye.